Well, we always go round and round about striker fire, hammer fire, 1911s, and Glocks. So there's a few people out there that say you got to have an upper end, 1911 to make them work, be worth the crap out of the box. So today we're going to play with 1911, all steel gun. This is a SIG. Now we got a CZ P09. Polymer, plastic, call it plastic, guys. But you notice it's got a little doohickey right here. It's called a hammer. Not bad for a trigger. Then, yeah, might poison a guy like me to touch one of these. You got a Glock. There's no little thingy back here on this POS. So, god-awful trigger. They just suck. That's really the biggest problem with one of these things is the trigger. And that name, they think you got to pay a bunch of money for that name and this plastic. And so I made some harsh comments about the Glock, and the reason being is with the 1911, you've got a safety here and you've got a safety right here. You've got two external safeties. And so on this gun, when you do, all you're doing is pulling a trigger. That's all that trigger does, is make it go off. It's not overcoming anything because you already got safeties. With the Glock and the safety that it has is a little doohickey right here in the center, and the poundage on this is what makes the safety on a Glock. So if you try to make it too light, you can work it and make it light, you're going to lose the safety in your Glock. And back with the Glock, it has what we call a drop safety. So does 1911. Okay? And with the Glock safety part, a large part of the safety in it, the little doohickey, but it's the take-up in it also. It's the amount of take-up in it that it has to have for the safeties built into it. So now, let's put these down and let's test them with trigger gauge that we have here, Lyman trigger gauge. Let's see who the pulls on them. We're going to start with the Glock. That is the most popular gun out there right now. I'm going to show you all. It is empty, no mag. It's clear.
Seven, 9. Six, 10. 8, 5.
What's the
Okay.
average?
Average is 5, almost 6 pounds. Almost 6 pounds.
Okay, here we are with the CZ. Show you guys it's empty. It's clear.
Five, 2. 5, 7. 4, 7. For an average of 5 even, just about.
Okay, now on to the 1911. No mag. She's clear.
Four, 15. 4, 9. 4, 12. For an average of 412.5.
Okay, we just want to let you guys know that every one of these are factory stock, right out of the box guns, guys. So you've got safeties on this gun, external safeties. Got externals on here, and with this thing, all you got's that little doohickey right there. All the take up in this gun between the little doohickey and the take up is your safety. When you come back to the 1911, what you have is once you've got the safeties off, it just breaks clean, and that's what it's about. That's why striker fire is the worst.
And I just wanted to say too that the 1911 has a firing pin block style safety, as well as the Glock, as well as the CZ, so they all have that safety built into them. But what we're talking about is when the rubber meets the road and it comes to the trigger on the Glock, the trigger is a safety. So when you lighten the pull on that, and you put in a lighter striker spring or a stiffer trigger spring or anything like that, because in a Glock the trigger spring actually assists the pulling of the trigger. You do, or a softer firing pin plunger, yeah, you make a nice easy to pull trigger, but you just took all of the safety that was engineered into it out of it. On a 1911, all the safeties are independent of the trigger, so all that trigger's doing is releasing the sear, which is why you can have very nice, clean, crisp, zero take-up trigger pulls. The CZ is kind of the half-breed between the two because it is a double action, and it probably could be massaged, but since it has independent safeties, it would be safe with a lighter trigger. Glock is the one where you really do want to leave your trigger factory stiff, and that's why police departments do not allow their personnel, except for on their backup firearms, to use approved trigger massaging techniques. All the duty weapons have to be left factory stock.
Hammers hit the nail on the head. Striker fire sucks.